Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really foundational, I think. Ancient, yes, but it speaks so much to today. We're looking at how Jesus Christ, his person, his work, radically changes how we understand those old systems of worship.
Hmm.
Our guide for this is excerpts from Christ, the perfected system of worship.
Ah,
Specifically, we're digging into chapter 7.
Christ, the perfected system of worship. Yeah.
Exactly. And our goal, really, is to explore this idea the source brings up, moving from shadow, like the old rituals, to the actual reality in Christ. So the
Yeah.
big question is, how does Christ become not just another step, but the entire way to God? Let's get into it.
Okay. And the source, well, it dives right in by setting the scene. Historically speaking, it reminds us Israel had, some serious failings.
Right, breaking the covenant. Jeremiah 31 mentions that.
Precisely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 31 verses 31 and 32. But what's amazing is that judgment wasn't the final word. It actually, kind of surprisingly, opened the door for the promised new covenant.
Oh,
And here's a really key point the text makes. This wasn't just for Israel anymore. It explicitly brought Gentiles, non-Jewish people into God's family.
so expanding the scope entirely.
Totally. It shows God's faithfulness, his plan to restore things, essentially setting a much bigger table of grace for everyone.
That's a great image. And part of that older story, that shadow, was the Levitical system, right? The source describes it pretty vividly.
It does. It calls it a masterful divine design,
Mm.
functional and beautiful, a genuine path to God's presence back then.
But, and this feels like the crucial word, but?
Yes, but it was always tagged as a shadow, a prototype.
The book uses an analogy, doesn't it, about architecture.
It does, yeah, like an extraordinary architectural blueprint. It showed the structure, the beauty, you could see the design.
But it wasn't the building.
Exactly. It was not the building itself. It was always pointing, hinting that something much, much bigger was coming.
That blueprint idea really clicks.
Mm.
You see the plan, but you're waiting for the actual structure.
Perfect. And that leads right into the source's main point. Jesus isn't just, one more rung on the worship ladder.
No.
No. The text is emphatic. He becomes the ladder itself, the whole thing.
Wow.
So that entire Levitical setup, its purpose, its limits, how it handled purification, restoration, all of it finds its supreme and definitive expression in Jesus.
Hmm.
He is the system now.
Okay, so if the old system was built on that sacrifice at Sinai,
Yeah.
that covenant sacrifice, what's the foundation now? What does this new perfected system stand on? Or maybe what fulfills that original foundation?
That's where the cross comes in. It's absolutely central. The source presents Jesus' death as the supreme and definitive covenant sacrifice.
Definitive. It's different from the old ones.
Very different.
Yeah.
It explicitly says his blood is not like that of bulls or goats. It's uniquely the blood of the new covenant.
Yeah.
That phrasing is critical.
And what does that do? What are the implications of that single act?
Well, according to the source, it fundamentally changes everything. It sets up a fundamentally new relationship between God and humanity.
Okay. And importantly, it breaks the ancient limits. Remember how the old covenant had ethnic and national borders?
Yeah, largely focused on Israel.
Right. But Jesus' sacrifice, it opens the way for all, everywhere. No more borders in that sense.
Universal access.
Exactly. It doesn't just improve the old foundation, it fulfills and simultaneously replaces it with something new, eternal, and universal.
Replaces it. That's strong. Okay, so the cross is this pivotal, foundational moment. But you get the sense reading this that the story isn't over yet.
Not at all.
It's not the end of the systemic story, as the source puts it. So what's the next vital piece? What validates all this?
The resurrection, the source calls it crucially important.
Okay.
It describes it as God's own act of purifying and restoring Jesus. And it positions Jesus as the definitive Asham offering.
Asham, that's one of the specific Levitical offerings, right?
Yeah.
For restitution.
Exactly, the guilt or restitution offering. Jesus fulfills that perfectly. The resurrection is God saying, yes, this sacrifice is accepted. Totally. It's God's total vindication of Jesus.
Yeah.
Vindicating the sacrifice.
Right. And it fulfills prophecy, too, like Isaiah 53.9t. The source mentions the Septuagint, the Greek version, is particularly clear on this.
Interesting. But it's more than just validation, isn't it?
Oh, much more. The resurrection is also what formally institutes Jesus as the high priest of the new and better covenant.
The high priest role.
Yes. And crucially, his priesthood isn't based on the old rules, the Levitical family line.
It couldn't be, right? He wasn't from the tribe of Levi?
Correct. His comes from the power of an indestructible life. A life proven, validated by God himself, raising him from the dead.
An indestructible life. Wow. Okay, so he's the high priest now. but not in an earthly temple. So that raises the question the source hints at. What does a high priest do in a celestial sanctuary?
Exactly. What's his jury description now?
So he's ascended, he's the high priest, he's not ministering in like a tent or a stone building anymore.
No earthly replica.
The source says he enters the true sanctuary, the celestial one, heaven itself, essentially. And his being there, his continuous presence before God, that's what actually achieves the real restoration and purification. Something the old system, the shadow, just couldn't fully do.
Right. It reaches a level the old system pointed to but couldn't attain. This is where shadow meets reality, as the source puts it.
Okay, so his presence there is active. What does that ministry look like? You mentioned purification, restoration.
The source breaks it down into two main functions for his celestial ministry. First, it talks about the cosmic asham.
Cosmic restitution, that sounds huge.
It is. His presence actively restores humanity standing before the Father. He acts as the second Adam, you could say.
Okay, repairing the damage from the first Adam?
Yes, but it goes even further. The text is it's about repairing what sin under Satan's influence had profaned or stained even in the heavens.
Wait, sin affected the heavens too?
According to this perspective, yes. So Jesus' work is a universal restitution. It impacts the whole cosmos, not just Earth. It fundamentally returns humanity to its legitimate owner, God.
That's a massive scale, repairing the heavens, returning humanity. Wow.
It reframes things quite dramatically. It's not just about individual forgiveness, but cosmic restoration.
Okay, so that's the cosmic asham. What's the second function?
The second is what the source calls the eternal and internal jata.
Jata. That's like the jatat, the sin offering.
Similar root, yes, but distinct here. The old chatat rituals were more about external purification, cleansing the earthly sanctuary items.
Right, the physical things.
But Christ's work, this eternal jata, it purifies our consciences of works that lead to death.
Our consciences. So it's internal, deep inside us.
Exactly, a deep and internal cleansing. It's not just about ritual status. It changes you from the inside out, freeing your conscience.
So it makes sense.
And simultaneously, this work also purifies the things of the celestial sanctuary itself.
So cleansing in heaven and cleansing within us happening together.
Yes, and the result.
Yes.
It opens wide the way for believers to enter directly into the most holy place with total confidence.
Direct access, no more veil, no more intermediaries in the same way.
Total confidence.
Yeah.
It's his ongoing presence in heaven that makes this possible,
Yeah.
performing this continuous purification as part of the new covenant.
Yeah.
His blood started. The scope is just incredible. Cosmic repair, internal cleansing, and direct access for you.
Okay, let's try and pull this all together for you, our listener. What we're seeing here, based on the source, is that Jesus isn't just fulfilling parts of the old system.
No, it's a convergence.
Right. All those roles, all those functions, sacrifice, priest, the place of meeting, they all converge in him. He is the sacrifice that kicks off the new covenant.
Mm-hmm. Establishes it.
He is the high priest who mediates it, who represents us.
Constantly.
And he is that continuous presence that guarantees our purification, our restoration, both inside us and apparently across the cosmos.
It's a complete shift.
It really is a radical transformation. It's like the old system was maybe a detailed map showing you where God was.
Pointing the way.
Yeah, pointing the way with rituals and specific steps. But now the path isn't a map anymore. The path is a person, Jesus himself.
The way is the person.
Exactly. Moving from that shadow to the reality, it completely changes how we think about worship, about connecting with God. It becomes personal, direct, and open to everyone.
And maybe that leaves us with a final thought, something for you to chew on. If that ancient system, that beautiful, intricate blueprint, was designed specifically to point towards something greater,
Mm-hmm.
and we now see that greater reality revealed fully in a person, in Christ. Well, what does that actually mean for your way of connecting with God right here, right now? How does that change things for you personally?
Something definitely worth exploring.